Hello again, back with another video. This one we're going to be coloring up a ghost, and it's going to kind of fall into our white series, our unofficial white series anyway. This little ghost is, I believe, Hattie from Kraftin Kimmie Stamps, and I stamped her on Copic X-Press It cardstock with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And for her, I chose, we're going to be using the B00, a BG70, a B60, and a BV20, as well as the colorless blender. And all of them, except for the B00, are very gray-toned, light colors in their color families. And that was a personal preference for the image. You can do, ghosts and everything, any of the lightest, the light blues, the quadruple, triple, and double zero, the blue greens, even the greens, the green quadruple zero, the cool grays. Just, I find keeping them in the cool color families will lend itself a lot easier to creating the look of a ghost than, say, if you tried to do it with like the warm grays or even the toner grays and stuff. So let's get started. The trick again with doing the ghosts is being stingy with the colors. Not going overboard with what we're going to do, because in real life, a ghost would be transparent. I mean, I know that's funny in real life. Ghosts, yeah. Okay, but, if we think about it as what a ghost would be, you'd actually be seeing through the ghost figure to whatever is behind it. And it would be really hard to color up this image, if I wanted to put it on, say, this paper, and coloring her up to match all those stripes and stuff, making them kind of hazier, but that would make it look like she's transparent. If you really want to go true ghost, transparent, see-through, a really good trick just before we get started is just to take your image and stamp it with like Versamark ink on some vellum, and then put some white embossing powder and heat it up and kind of cut it out, and you'll automatically have kind of a little ghostly figure that is actually transparent, and are fun to use on cards as well. So, but for the sake of this video, we're going to be coloring, and I'll get to that now finally. So I'm going to start with the B00, and let's have our light source be coming in from the left, just kind of so her eye line's facing it. And so I'm just going to start laying down color opposite that. And the entire image is going to be using these 4 colors. I'm not going to use anything different for the skin, say, than what we will for the hair and whatnot. But we kind of want to work in sections just so it's staying nice and wet as we're going. So I'll probably tackle her face and hair first, and then we'll move down to the body. Okay, and it's just, we're just laying color down really quick. It's going to be the less is more approach on these guys. Anytime you're doing anything that's going to be white, kind of gauzy, translucent appearing. So now I'm going to go to my BG70, and it's a very grayish blue-green. And since she just kind of had that old-fashioned look about her, that's why I chose for this one to use some pretty gray-toned light colors. But like I said, you can use any of the lightest cool colors and get an effective ghostly look. Blues, blue-greens, the purples, the BVs, they'll all work really nicely. Okay. Now I'm going to go to my B60. And I'm just, I'm always kind of going the lightest to darkest still. So I'm just going a little bit less each time on each of these colors. Because I want to leave a lot of white space, because we're letting that white cardstock do a lot of the work for us in keeping this fairly white looking figure at the end. So we're just kind of, for the purposes of this, not, we're bending the rules of reality and how it actually, all those ghosts flying around that we see every day. But we're just going to play our own little way with these guys. And it's, up to you where you want to, if you want to give her some, kind of go heavier around the eyes. Always looks nice and creepy for Halloween. And now we'll go to the BV20, which is my darkest in this combination. And I'm just hitting that side of the face that's opposite our light source. Getting into the little bends and curves of her curly hair up here. Get the back sides of these feathers. This rose, I'm going to be more generous with the color because I do want it to stand out as being separate from the hair. Okay. Maybe get a little bit on her face over here. Back by the nose. Give her a little dimple there. Go around her eyes. 'Cause I'm liking that look. And this is, again, all personal preference. What you're going to want your little ghostie to look like. Okay, so now I just kind of work my way back down. And I don't even know if I need to hit it with the B60. I'm going to go straight to the BG70. Kind of skip a little bit. Because like I said, the trick with white is to put as little color on as you can. You're just hinting at the dimension of whatever it is you're coloring. To my quadruple, B quadruple. Just back here. Give her a little bit more blue tint. Okay. And now finish off just with the colorless blender and whitening up these areas that I really want to be white. So kind of where the hair bumps out on her cheeks that were closest to the light source. The hair bumping out over here. Okay. Now we'll just do the same thing down on her body. So this side is further away from the light, so we're just adding color down here. And I mean, again, because we're working with such light colors too, this one's really easy and kind of quick. You don't have to worry about all those little folds and creases so much, because you can kind of just fudge it a bit and hint at it without having to get too detailed on any of these. That's kind of the nice thing about this monochromatic, basically, coloring that we're doing. Okay, so our BG70. And anything like in her gown, if I want, it's kind of like the rose up here, I'll probably hit the little ribbon and band around her waist a little bit heavier than I do a lot of the rest of her gown. just to kind of separate them a bit. Now to our B60. So yeah, like that, we'll hit the little ribbon and stuff a lot more. Get the little dips and stuff here. Underneath where they kind of layer on top of each other, we'll hit it harder. Give us a little bit more shadow and dimension. And down here is our last little layer. Okay, get our hand. To our BV20. It's our darkest again. Okay, create a little bosom for her there. Okay. Always working opposite that light source. Underneath those layers, pulling it out. And you're just kind of feathering the color in. Working quickly, we want to keep it nice and wet as we go. And yeah, it's not hard at all. It's just leaving a lot of white space. Okay, so now I'm just working my way back down. I'm going to skip the B60 again and go straight to my BG70 to kind of blend out a little bit. Because I'm still trying to leave as much white cardstock as I can. And a little bit of our B quadruple zero to blue it up a bit. Okay, and finishing it off with the colorless blender just to kind of blend or doesn't blend, but lightens up the colors, smooths them out a bit as it pushes them around. So all these places we want to be white, we're going to hit that. Okay. And that, all of these white ones are all going to be, they're pretty loose, pretty quick, because it's as little color as you can get on there. You're just hinting at the shading to create a really as subtle of a look as you can to still keep it looking white and not kind of start to fall into a too gray or a too blue, too purple of an area. And I'm trying to kind of let this dry so you can see as it lightens up her little dress down there. See what she looks like. It's kind of hard on the videos. But yeah, you can do it, like I said, doesn't have to be this exact combination of colors. Any of the light, cool color families can certainly work for any kind of ghostly image. And that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.